everyone, I'm Lisa Kramer, owner of Sunny Side Up Yoga in downtown Appleton. I'm here with you today to share desk yoga. More specifically, some stretches and postures you can practice while sitting at your desk on a break to help relieve any tension you might be feeling in your neck, your shoulders, your back, and in your hips. Relieving the tension will help you to increase productivity and make you feel better. Again, this is designed to be done right at your desk. So let's get started, shall we? If you have your computer, I think you can see mine here, or papers that you're working on, just slide them back so they're out of your way and they're out of your mind. If you are wearing high shoes or heels, kick those off so your feet are flat on the earth, maybe stocking feet, or if you have on low shoes, that works as well. And your feet are planted, your legs are, they're not crossed, they're flat on the earth. Nice. We'll start working with our neck. Today you hear the term often tech neck, which simply means the cervical spine, the vertebrae that make up your neck, are tilted forward. Energy can't flow through. They're tilted forward because we're working on our devices or our writing or driving, whatever we're doing that brings us forward. So we want to bring our shoulders back, line our neck up so all the vertebrae in your spine are in a nice column. Think of energy just be able to flow without any bends, without any interruption. Think of your head over your heart and your heart over your pelvis. Hands can rest just above your knees. You can see mine here. And we will begin by making some small saucer-sized circles with our nose. And you look straight ahead. I'm going to turn and look towards you often so you can see me and what I'm doing, but you look straight ahead. So again, you're in nice alignment with your spine. So just one direction, does not matter which way you start with your nose. Just think of making those circles the size of a saucer. And we'll use the number 5 today. Think of 5 throughout. We'll make 5 circles one direction. And then when you have finished, rotate, making the 5 circles, those saucer-sized circles, the opposite direction. The eyes can be open or closed. I often like to close my eyes, just kind of clearing the mind. Once you've finished your 5 circles in each direction, we'll increase the size of our circles. This time, think of making the circles, again with your nose, the size of a dinner plate. So they're a little bit bigger. So you get that nice movement in your neck. And all the vertebrae that make up in your neck are in alignment with the rest of the vertebrae. When you finish your 5 circles, then you'll make the 5 circles the opposite direction. So just a nice way to start to get those circles, neck circles. When you have finished the neck circles, again, coming up to your nice tall spine, I want you, I'm going to come a little closer here so you can see me. I want you to draw your shoulder blades back and then together. I want you to pretend that you are squeezing a tennis ball. So you want to squeeze and release, squeeze and release. We're opening the front side of our body. This is the opposite of hinging forward. So again, take 5 squeezes with that imaginary tennis ball. And we will move next to cow-cat. If you've practiced yoga at all, you are probably familiar with cow-cat, and we'll take a seated cow-cat. Bring your hands just above your knees. You can see how mine are placed. Again, feet are flat on the earth, looking forward. Breathe in, lead with your chest. Let your heart space shine, and you're gazing forward, slightly upward. As you breathe out, exhale, draw navel in towards spine, and you gaze towards your navel. So breathe in, shine your heart space forward. Exhale, round back, draw navel to spine. So we've done 2, you can take 3 more. I want you to know that as you move in this posture, It's almost like the motion is lotion for the spine, lubricating the spine with synovial fluid, helping the spine to move, which is, of course, a good thing. When you've finished your 5 rounds of cow-cat, come back to a tall spine. We'll take a seated forward fold next. Clasp your hands behind your back. You can see how I'm doing that here. And I've turned slightly so you can see how I am going to lead with my chest, my heart space. So I'm not rounding, leading with my chest and begin to hinge forward. And you go as far forward as works for you. You might lower a few inches. You might let your chest come all the way down and rest on your quads. Maybe your head falls between your knees. You go where body allows you to go. And then your hands can rest on your low back or they can float up. They might begin to float closer up to the sky. So again, it's helping to open the chest space, your heart space, drawing the shoulders back. Nice. And once you found your spot for forward fold, you'll hold for 5 cycles of breath. And then rising back to your tall spine, release the arms from behind your back. Eagle pose will be next. Eagle pose will start to get in our hips and we'll also work a bit more on our shoulders, our upper body. Let us begin by crossing the right leg, pick it up and cross it over the left. So just cross, the foot can dangle. So now only your left foot is touching the earth. So you've got that nice cross. Extend your arms and we bring the right arm under the left. Bend at the elbows. This is called eagle arms. Maybe the backs of your hands come together or maybe the palms. You want to pick your elbows up. My elbows are now dropping on my chest. You want to pick them up so they are the height of your shoulders. And you'll feel that amazing stretch in your upper back. And again, a nice, gentle hip opener, getting a little bit in the IT band. And hold for 5 rounds of breath. Just breathe through. The breath is not rushed. It's long, slow, and deep. Drawing breath in through the nose and out through the mouth is very calming. When you finish your 5 rounds of breath, unwrap the arms, unwrap the legs, and you can just shake your legs a little bit, and we'll set it up on the other side. So this time you're picking up the left leg and you're crossing it over the right. Extend the arms, the left arm comes under the right. So again, we eagle up the arms, lifting the elbows so they come in line with your shoulder. Feel that amazing stretch. Gazing forward, as you gaze forward, you're looking right about at your wrists. Gaze at the wrists, you can you see what is on the sides of your wrists, just using your peripheral vision. Or again, maybe close your eyes as you breathe through 5 cycles. When you have finished, unwrap the arms, unwrap the legs. This time we'll separate our feet about a little wider than hip width. And think of your knees like windshield wipers. Let them fall to one side, then to the other. Your feet again are flat on the earth. Just dropping the knees side to side. It's a little counter stretch. Nice. We'll walk our feet back in. This next stretch is for our low back. And we will turn on our chair. I'm going to turn towards you. And we'll use the back of our chair. I'm going to bring my chair up so you can see the back. Nice. I'm going to put my left arm up here right on the back of the chair. So you can, there, I think this is a better view for you. I'm sitting up again, nice and tall, head over heart over hips or pelvis. Then my opposite right hand, I'm going to bring that around and touch or hold on to the front of the chair. I'm going to turn from the navel up. So I'm not turning the hips. From the navel up, I'm going to turn and look over my left shoulder. So again, this, let me show you what I want you to avoid doing. You don't want to turn. You see how I'm turning my hip here? So we're not turning. This all stays flat, and you think of navel up is where you turn. And you turn and look over the left shoulder. And again, you'll hold that for a count of 5. 5 breaths. And then when you finish, release, come to the front, and we'll take it on the other side. Turn my chair around so you can see now the other side. Oh, near collision here at my workspace. So now my right arm is coming onto the chair, left arm comes over. My feet are flat on the earth. And turning from the navel up, I'm going to now turn and look over the right shoulder. A gentle twist for the low back, breathe and be. I picked 5 cycles of breath. You can choose 4 or 6, whatever works for you. I thought 5 was a nice number. It does not take a lot of time. So you should be able to get these stretches done during your work break. And when you finish those 5 rounds of breath, we'll come back to the center and we'll move through our next pose. Our next pose is for our wrists. I didn't even mention wrists in the beginning, but sometimes our wrists get sore from typing. So a nice stretch for our wrists. And this time we're going to use our desk, our workspace, a table, desk, whatever you have. And you'll need to stand up. Then you want to bring your wrists right to the edge of your desk or your table. Fingers are falling down, and then we're stepping right up and push the wrists into the tabletop. I think you can see that okay. Standing up nice and tall. Fingers down and holding for your 5 cycles of breath. When you finish those 5 cycles, release. And you might like to find a little turn here, maybe stretch the fingers together. Nice. We have one more posture. This one is for the hips. It's a hip opener. It's a version of pigeon pose. Again, if you've practiced yoga at all, you've probably heard of pigeon pose. And I'm going to slide the camera back a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So we are going to use our desk space again. And this time, from a standing, you are going to bring one of your legs. I'm going to start with my right. I'm going to pick my right leg up, and I'm going to work that right leg right up onto my desk space. Yeah, so you can see that. You can see my foot. I want you to see my foot because I want to tell you, rather than pointing your toes, I want you to flex. So the toes are shining to the knees, and your right knee might come all the way down. I'm going to slide down here so you can see that and touch the tabletop or your desk, or perhaps your hip is a little tighter and it does not. It's up here. And that's totally fine. Our bodies all have a little different degree of flexibility, so you go where your body allows you to go. Keeping the foot flexed, that right foot protects the knee. And then we are simply going to hold and breathe, just gently allowing the hip to open. The more often you practice this stretch, the deeper, obviously, you will be able to go. So again, if you are right here today, totally fine. Always be patient with your body. And we'll stay for our 5 cycles of breath. When you have finished your 5 cycles, and then you'll just slide that right leg off of your tabletop or your desktop, and we'll take this now on the other side. So you're drawing the left leg up. And this side might be more flexible, or it might not be as flexible. I like to say we have a good side and we have a better side. The left toes are flexed, they're shining towards your face, and you are simply standing, gazing forward. Breathe and be. If you have not done this stretch before, it might feel rather tight, but you need to start someplace. Just breathe on through. Know that you can do it. Often the tendency is like, I can't do this, I want to get out, but you can. You can hold this for 5 rounds of breath. And I promise it'll get more accessible and more accessible for you. When you have finished those 5 rounds of breath, you'll take the left leg and bring it back down. And so now I'm finding my chair, back to my chair, sliding my chair back up. I'm going to bring my computer back in space, back to place, because we have finished. We've finished our postures today to help relieve tension in the neck, the shoulders, the back, the upper back, the lower back, the hips, and we even had time to work on the wrists. So hopefully you feel a little lighter, a little more productive, and you are all ready to go. Thank you. Namaste.